Welcome to today's episode. Oh, where's the music? Of Your Daily Scrum.
There it is.
There it is. I'm professional Scrum trainer Ryan Ripley. This gentleman over to my right or left, depending on how you look at it, is professional Scrum trainer Todd Miller. Todd, what's up?
What's up?
Got another day, another question.
Here we go.
All right. What does a Scrum Master do during sprint planning? Great question, right? That's really not talked about a lot, is it?
No, I feel like we talk about what developers do a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like we talk about what the product owner does a lot, right? The product owner shows up with an ordered product backlog, prepared to the developers decide how they're going to, they choose the work and decide how they're going to get it done. But what's the Scrum Master do the whole time?
Yeah, I think this is a fun topic. I'm thinking back to, sprint planning events where I was the Scrum Master. And a lot of the time my job was to help people get unstuck, whether that's through facilitation or coaching, maybe pointing back to Scrum a little bit. But I found a lot of my time was, all right, what liberating structure could we use to really discern the right sprint goal? Or, everyone's kind of stuck on an idea here. How do I, maybe we do a quick, 1, 2, 4 all to see where we could find consensus, or, I was constantly looking for ways to just keep the flow of the event kind of clean. We weren't going to get stuck on arguments. We weren't going to, and I feel like that the definition of facilitate is to make simpler. And I feel like that's what my role was, being in that room, to just simplify the process of selecting work, defining a sprint goal, and ultimately helping the team decompose a little bit of the work, just make that whole thing simpler. Right?
Yeah. And, I really like what's happened in Scrum Guide 2020, because now we have 3 topics with questions that we can keep centering on. I also think as a Scrum Master that it is a good, one thing that I would oftentimes find myself doing is, hey, have we found a sprint goal yet? Has that into focus? You ask that question, you get asked some questions. Sometimes things can go off the rails a little bit too, right? So we start over solving or really kind of derailing. That's just a natural part of the negotiation between product owner and developers, as they're having this conversation around scope and what's coming in and what's out. So we can nudge back to kind of center. So I feel like we're just on our game all the time, really trying to help facilitate, as you said, how to make sure this event is successful, right? So yeah, I remember so many times that I feel like maybe it's just my teams, but I feel like we could be halfway through sprint planning, and it's like, hey, we forgot we need a sprint goal, guys. Right? Like, don't forget, peeps, we need to come out of here with a sprint goal.
Well, and one of my most favorite questions, even before Scrum Guide 2020, is I would pull the product owner aside and say, all right, hello, my friend, is the juice worth the squeeze here? And that's just a silly way of asking, is this sprint valuable, or why is this sprint valuable? And checking in on that. And I'm with you. I like the fact that it's now question focused, to where we can really keep teams. I love we've turned focus up to 11 on this event, right? So as a Scrum Master, I have these 3 great focusing questions. I can work within those questions and with the developers and the product owner as needed. But it really makes it clear we're value driven. We need a sprint goal because that's where our commitment lives, not to scope. And how are we going to plan on achieving that sprint goal? And we got to get those 3 things done. We can stay focused in that space. And so I think what a Scrum Master does now under this new lens, we just keep the team focused on those 3 things. And when we drift, we pull them back.
Yeah. And something that's just going through my head here is that never be afraid to show up with the Scrum values underneath your arm, right? I think that those are important for every event, and just as important in a sprint planning event, right? The 5 Scrum values. Also, show up thinking empirical process control. I don't feel like we can harp on those things enough. Do we have proper inspection points? What are our adaptations here? Can we make the work well understood as we leave this event and we answer the 3 questions? Why is the sprint valuable? What can be done this sprint? And how will the chosen work get done? And by the way, those 3 questions don't happen in order. They happen recursively throughout the duration of this sprint planning event. So Yeah, I think that it's a great event for a Scrum Master and a really good opportunity for us to help the team.
I think so too, Todd. I think this is a good thing for a Scrum Master to check. Maybe keep track for a few sprint planning sessions or events. What are you doing? How have you contributed? Were there things that you got unstuck? Just kind of think through how next time we could maybe help it be a little smoother.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, everybody. That's another episode of Your Daily Scrum. We hope the rest of your day is awesome, that you go forth and help your teams do amazing things. Check out our socials so that you know the next time we're dropping a show. Like and subscribe because it makes us happy, I guess.
Very happy.
Very happy. And check out these videos below. We've the algorithm has curated them in such a way that they should hopefully be valuable for you. For Todd Miller, I'm Ryan Ripley. We'll see you tomorrow. But in the meantime, go forth, deliver good things. We'll see you then.
Cheers.